Hey folks, how you doing? I am live right here on the 2nd of August, 2017. This is Wayne S. Pierce and American Liberty Radio Network. My Wi-Fi kind of sucks in the studio, so if I drop out at any time and the show just, stops, that's why, okay? Just letting you know. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. I put up a couple of notices that I'd be live, so if you're hanging out and you want to, and you drop into this show, thank you. Appreciate that very much. Really do. The thing that I just want to start out by saying thank you. You guys totally rock, man. I mean, I have friends on I have friends on Facebook, and they tell me that they listen and all this, and it's really cool because, I am a news junkie. Okay, I'm telling you right now. Hi, I'm Wayne, and I'm a news junkie. I'm telling you that right now because for years and years and years, It just really soaks into me, okay? All right? It just really soaks into me. And I really have this I'm a sponge, is what I'm saying, for all news. I'm just a complete freaking sponge because, and I don't care what it is, really, to be honest with you. I disagree with most of the crap that's on the network, on the networks, the propaganda media, on the ABC, CBS, NBC, all that bull crap. I'm done with that, okay? Because I've known for a very, very long time that that's bull crap, all of it. So anyway, I'm a news junkie. I don't want to say news. I'll rephrase this and say I'm an information junkie. Now, the reason why I say that is because of the fact that if we don't look at the information available to us, and if we don't question the information that is there, how are we going to learn anything? I mean, seriously, I questioned when I was in high school and junior high, reading about history and all this. I was questioning it even then, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Something's just not quite right here. Something doesn't feel right, and I'm going to go check it out. And I did. So all of that information that we get is questionable from my perspective. From your perspective, it might be a little different, but it is questionable. Now, as we venture on through this grand life that we so enjoy, we must understand that there's a moment, mind you, where the networks will show their true hand. And if you're so inclined to listen to those ABC, CBS, NBC networks, and all of those, out there like CNN and all that, they will show their true hand. They will show you they are completely full of crap. And they're not going to intentionally do it. They're going to contradict themselves in some way, is what I'm saying. So that information, to me, from my perspective, is bullcrap. It's bullcrap. It's all bullcrap. All of it. Every last bit of it. It's all bullcrap. You look at people like Michael Savage, you look at people like Mark Levin, or people like that, or even Alex Jones, and in some way, shape, or form, if you're so inclined to listen to Glenn Beck, some of him, And, there's a lot of people out there who are telling you the truth, giving you the facts, showing you the contradiction of the mainstream propaganda media, and showing you why they do this. I being one of them. But, I don't know everything. From my perspective, speaking for myself, I don't know everything. That's where you come in. That's where you come into the, into the mix here. This is where you come into play. You show me what's going on in your neck of the woods. You talk to me. You email me. You post on my, American Liberty Radio Network Facebook page. Show me what's going on in your neck of the woods, because I want to know. I don't know everything. And I sure as hell ain't going to give anybody any answers to anything. I'm going to give you guidelines. I'm going to show you the websites. I'm going to, go from there. And I'm sure you're smart enough to go out and look this stuff up on your own. But I'm not going to give answers. Okay, I don't do that. Okay, I just don't. Because you're never going to learn anything from that. I know I never did when I was younger. Give me the answer. I know you're going to have to figure it out. No, I want the answer. No, you figure it out. And they walk away. And I figure it out and go, oh, hey, I feel much better. So I did. I learned. Here I am talking to you on the 2nd of August, 2017. So there you go. Without all that information, right? Without all that processes to acquire the information, to learn, to understand, I would not be sitting here today. I'd be in some loser job somewhere, okay? But I shouldn't say loser job. I'm sorry. People that work at McDonald's have a, good job, and sort of, kind of. But anyway, I'm being sarcastic, folks, okay? I'm just being a little sarcastic. Anyway, 2nd August, 2017. Let's get on with some stuff, shall we? I want to say, I have to say it. I have to put it out there. Alex Jones is right again. Screw everybody that thinks that he's wrong or a shill or anything. Bye-bye. Just leave the room. Let the smart people talk, okay? Alex Jones is right again, okay? And I'm not, okay, I know what I said there. There are some people out there who think that Alex Jones is a liar and blah, blah, blah. Those people I'm talking to, not the ones who, have shows that literally break down all the information and show you, certain things. I'm talking directly to the people who think he's a liar and a shill and works for the government and a controlled opposition. Yeah, those people can leave the room now. Let the adults talk. I don't know. I'm just going to leave that right there. Seymour Hersh, the most respected journalist in the freaking world, okay, because he's right every single time, okay. Seymour Hersh, media completely ignores bombshell Seymour Hersh revelations on Seth Rich. Not a single MSM or mainstream propaganda media outlet has covered the story. Paul Joseph Watson, 2nd of August, 2017. The mainstream media is completely blacklisting any mention of the bombshell revelations by investigative reporter Seymour Hersh about murdered DNC staffer Seth Rich, in which Hersh explained how Rich was WikiLeaks' source for the DNC leak and how the quote-unquote Russian hacking story was completely concocted by former CIA Director John Brennan. In an audio tape obtained by Big League Politics, Hersh says he saw an FBI report leaked to him by an insider who confirms that Rich had contacted WikiLeaks with sample emails from the DNC leak and asked for payment for the full data dump. There's a video there. And I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio Network. I still have I still have that Facebook page, by the way, folks. I just don't use it as much because I have American Liberty Radio podcast. So there you go. But I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio Network. I don't have it in my shortcuts here. I just literally, I was blown away. You have to hear it for yourself. I heard part of it on the Alex Jones show this morning, and let me tell you something. This thing blows the Democrats completely out of the water. I'm serious. This is, as they said, bombshell. This stuff is bomb freaking shell. Okay? This blows the Democrats out of the water. This blows John Brennan out of the water. This just blows everybody up. It's a bombshell. What do you expect? Okay? The mainstream media is lying to you, always has and always will. Period. End of sentence, done. I don't give one rip about who thinks that, they have to have some sort of truth there. No, they don't. They're lying to you. What part of lying to you don't you understand? It's incredible, okay? And, of course, here we go. Dan Lyman, Infowars.com, 2nd of August, 2017. There's a video of a man who, and I'll put this up on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Man tells Nancy Pelosi, quote unquote, prison time is coming soon. Congresswoman left shaken as Dems rocked by scandals. A man filmed himself delivering an ominous warning to Nancy Pelosi during an encounter in Washington, D.C. that left the California congressman visibly disturbed. And you can see that video for yourself along with another one, another video. So I'm putting that on American Liberty Radio Network. American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. It's published right now. There you go. There's the story. Voila. California is back in. I laugh because I've known for quite some time. Quite some time, I have known that California is completely flushed down the toilet, okay? Completely. California's gone. California was my home at one point. When you're in a situation, when you're in a certain state and you're in a certain city and you're working and you're doing things, you seem to get into a rut. And at points in people's lives, ruts are not good. Okay, I'm just telling you, ruts are not good. So I had to get out of the rut. For many years, I had gone back and forth from Reno, Nevada, and California. I had, moved back and forth between the two cities and two states, Stockton and Reno, and California and Nevada, respectively. And finally, one day when I was sitting in California in 2006, I thought, you know what? I'm done. Because for a couple of years, I had lived in California from 92 till about 2006, till about the summer of 2006. And I thought to myself, from that point, from watching California go in the crapper, and from watching Gray Davis being booted out and Arnold Schwarzenegger becoming president and all this, governor. No, he's not president. Thank God he's not president. But watching Arnold Schwarzenegger become governor and screw the state up and all of this and just going through this whole business of just watching California go in the crapper, I decided I'm done. And now, don't get me wrong, there are some really fantastic places in California, such as San Francisco and all that great-looking aesthetics, and people love going there and all that. Yeah, I get it. But I, in 2006, realized I'm done. I'm done with California. So I applied for a job in Reno, Nevada, which was only 3 hours away. Got the job, had to move to Reno, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Went through there, lived in Reno, Nevada from 2006 to 2015. So almost 10 years. I was there for 9 years. Saw the writing on the wall in Nevada. Thank you, Governor Brian Sandoval. Saw the writing on the wall. Saw that Nevada was becoming the stepsister or the step state, if you will, of California. They were almost mirroring everything that California was doing. And so I saw the writing on the wall. And I left. And me and my significant other packed up and moved to Montana. And it's the best move that I ever made in a long time. Because having seen, every aspect of humanity from San Francisco to Stockton to Sacramento to LA to, all points in between, as they say, and everything in Reno and Carson City and Minden and Gardner, all that. When I experienced all that, we just decided, we left. Her kids were living in Montana, working in the oil fields around Montana and North Dakota, and we decided, we're gone. We're out of here. We're leaving. And we did. There's some other, extenuating circumstances that helped us get along, but we left. Best move I ever made. It was the best move I ever made. And I got to tell you, it wasn't without its challenges. But when I look at what's happening here in Montana and Helena and with Zinke and with all the people here in politics, seriously, there's a huge problem in Helena, which is the capital of Montana. Huge problem. We've been there. We've been to Helena. We walked into the Capitol building. We were there. We did the same thing in Carson City when we lived in Nevada. We just walked right in, right up to the governor's door, and we talked to the receptionist. He was in, Washington at the time. Governor Sandoval was. So we, here in Helena, we walked right into the Capitol building, walked around, walked upstairs, looked around, It's like, my God, nobody stopped us. We could have been, there staking the place out. They had no idea. Something was happening. There was a big to-do going on. People were bringing out chairs and stuff. And so we decided, we don't, something going on. We don't want to disturb them. So we left. So something is going on. And it looks like... it looks like, and I don't know this for sure, so if anybody in Billings, Montana, who knows more about it than I do can tell me, that'd be great. And that is, I don't know what's going on, and I don't have proof about what I'm about to say, but I think they're looking at engaging in and implementing UN Agenda 21 policies in Montana. They've already done it in Nevada. So I think they're trying to weasel some things into legislature, within Helena, within the Montana government. And they're trying to implement UN Agenda 21, UN Agenda 2030 policies. Now, somebody in Billings, Montana that knows more about it than I do, can you please tell me? Go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook and pop in a comment there. So that's what they're planning. I believe that's what they're planning on doing without anybody knowing. They're just going to slip this legislation in there, and they're going to have what's called riders in the legislation, which is little pieces of, they're earmarked, little things for, it's pork. is what it is. It's like, oh yeah, here's this big bill that will help this, but inside that little bill is a little something for someone else, a little piece of cheese, a little nugget for someone else that wanted something. You know what I mean? So it's called a rider if you look that up in politics. And so I believe these little things are going to be implemented or shoved into these bills in the next session, in this section and the next one coming up. And it's going to really create a foundation for the United Nations Agenda 2030 policies. I really do believe that, but I don't have proof of that. So if anybody can help me with that, that would be great. You can go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook or email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. So anyway, I personally, I think that people need to really I think people need to wake their asses up. Seriously. I do. I really believe that people need to wake their asses up. All right? Governor Brown and Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom in California are commies. Yes, I said it. They're commies. They're communists. They've taken California, the Golden State, and tarnished it with every piece of bullcrap legislation that you can think of. Brown and Newsom are commies. Now, I don't, communist is a big word, Communist is a big indictment against, a couple of people. But that's who they are. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you at all. When you look at California proper, when you see what these two are doing, okay? When you see what these two are doing, you're looking at something that is going to destroy the very basic fabric of freedom in California. The Jersey Journal at NJ.com, N as in new and J as in journal, the Jersey Journal, reporter Susan Stamper Brown reports on Brown is progressivism the new communism. In politics, truth-telling can get you into trouble even if you stumble upon it by accident. Just ask Representative Alan West, a Republican of Florida. West is feeling the heat for a pregnant pause he took during a town hall meeting after he asked, "What percentage of American legislature do you think are card-carrying Marxist or international socialists?" Unquote. West responded, "That's a good question. I believe there's about 78 to 81 members of the Democratic Party who are members of the Communist Party." There was a long pause after that. Quote, "They don't actually hide. It's called a Congressional Progressive Caucus," unquote. The left became unhinged. Okay, I'm putting this on American Liberty Radio Network on as soon as I as soon as I get back here and yeah. There's I don't now let me I'm going to I hit the wrong button on the browser and it kind of took me elsewhere, so sorry. I got to get this again. I do want to say before I go to break that a lot of people are really, including myself, I'm not going to leave myself out of this, a lot of people are calling for literal a political coup against Brown and Newsom. Now, they're also calling for separating California from the rest of the union. Now, how's that going to work? You still are going to have the leaders in this state doing what they do. Okay? You cannot have your own country with the same leaders. That's just not going to work. So what? I mean, seriously, how's that going to work? So anyway, think about cutting the head off of the snake and then getting rid of his partner and then resetting California and closing the damn borders and getting rid of all the illegal aliens. There's about, I would say, when I lived there I was born and raised in Stockton, California. Okay, born and raised in Stockton, left in 1982, kept going back and forth from Reno, Nevada to Stockton, California until about 1992. And then, just stayed in California from 92 to 2006. And I can tell you right now, California's done. California is done. Okay? Over 60% of California is siding with illegal aliens, open borders, Agenda 2030, UN Agenda 2030, all those policies that are going to destroy California. Look at the minimum wage thing that just happened here recently. Companies in California couldn't pay that and have folded and left for greener pastures, I'll say. And you cannot have a progressive California to such the degree where it seems like they're on steroids and they're just opening the borders to anybody, anywhere, for any reason whatsoever and giving everybody. You cannot have that without the state totally destroying itself. Okay? And it has, because of the progressive leadership that is in Sacramento, California. I know this. I've talked to many different people in Stockton while living there, and I can tell you this. Almost everybody I talk to doesn't like Governor Brown. Okay, they didn't like Governor Schwarzenegger. They didn't like Gray Davis. I'm not talking to people that just agree with me. I'm talking to people from all around, every lifestyle that you can think of. I've talked to gay people. I've talked to Christians. I've talked to other people. And let me tell you that they want complete and total constitutional represented California in terms of reasonable government. And I told them, what about not having one? We didn't have it for a long time. Why now? And that's a whole discussion of itself. So I'm going to go to break, folks. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and fact that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed.
Growing up terrestrial radio, the future is here. Destroying the liberal media one truth bomb at a time. Independent media is shattering the liberal national security media into a million pieces. Their views of the world are based on the script the government gives them. Independent media seeks out and finds the truth and reports on what is truly going on behind the scenes. Support the truth and facts. Support independent media. absolutely, positively don't want to hear any more bull, listen to American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. The History of America Abridged.
Excuse me?
That's right. The History of America Abridged. Nova Center for the Performing Arts presents The History of America Abridged. Who really discovered America? Why did Abe Lincoln free the slaves? How many Democrats does it take to screw in a light bulb?
What?
Nova Center for the Performing Arts will answer those questions and more.
I hope so.
They will. May I continue?
Yes.
That's The History of America Abridged, presented by Nova Center for the Performing Arts. For more information about dates and times and tickets, contact Nova Center for the Performing Arts on their website at www.novabillings.org. American Liberty Radio Network. Hey folks, how you doing? Yeah, welcome back. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. We're working on the main website, so hey, yeah, be patient. It'll come up sooner or later. I'm just laying it out. I'm looking at really, making this thing look really nice and really sweet for you folks. So the backup site is AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. So check it out. If you want to sponsor the network, you can. There you go. If you want to sponsor the network, you can. That's perfectly okay, because it's a win-win situation for both of us. Okay? For you and I. We win in this situation, folks. You get to support a patriotic online network, and you get your stuff out to the my listeners all over the world, as a matter of fact. So if you're looking at sponsoring this show, or if you've considered it and want to contact me, you can. You can go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. You can go to the sponsors page. All the information is right there. August 1st, I'm going to... the prices for advertising are just they're going to go up just a bit. I'm still not out to break your advertising budget, and that's not my goal, to break your advertising budget. I want to make it so easy for you to advertise. It would be insane to advertise at the prices that I'm offering, okay? So, if you are so inclined to consider supporting American Liberty Radio Network, thank you. I appreciate that. And if you, on the sponsors page right there, if you don't want to sponsor it, that's great too. There's 2 buttons right down there. Become a patron. Drop a few bucks in the kitty there to help us keep the lights on. And then there's PayPal. Do the same there. There you go. Either way, there's 3 ways that you can help American Liberty Radio Network out. And you guys rock. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hey, in the next, I'm thinking... and I'm speculating here, in the next few weeks or so, you're going to hear someone who really supports independent media in terms of independent films, independent authors, independent musicians. And that would be Mr. Tom Slick over at Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Yeah, Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. They've moved their operation from Commie, California, way out to Georgia, so they're going to be out there, and they're putting things together. So if you want to know more and want to contact them, and if you're an independent author, you're an independent musician, or a independent filmmaker, you contact them, and they will help you out. And just tell them I sent you, okay? Tell them Wayne Pierce over at American Liberty Radio Network sent them. sent you guys. So, and you want to go to their website at 926 The Blitz. That's BLITZ, 926theblitz.rocks, ROCKS, 926theblitz.rocks. Talk to Tom Slick over there. He'll take care of you. Tell him I sent you. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's get back to talking about that. Yeah, Democrats colluded with Russia. You don't believe me? You don't believe me. You don't believe they colluded with Russia. You don't. Really? Go check it out. Just go to startpage.com. Go put in Democrats colluded with Russia. As a matter of fact, since I'm live right now, I will do that. Here I am. I'm typing Democrats colluded with Russia. There we go. That's all I put into the search engine. And here it is from, believe it or not, Fox News. Sean Hannity says Russia allegations boomeranging back on Democrats. This is from 27th of June, 2017. And I bet that video is going to play all on its own. I don't like that. But anyway, I'm going to put that up on American Liberty Radio Network. And, let me click that off before the video starts. I hate when videos start by themselves. I really do. Let me put that up. That's from, like I said, believe it or not, Fox News. But Sean Hannity is one that doesn't pull any punches. Well, Glenn Beck didn't either. And neither did Bill O'Reilly. But let me put something else up there as well. This is from July, from the 13th of July, 2017. Democrats' real pervasive collusion with Russia somehow. I love that word, don't you? I love that word, somehow. Okay, well then how, in some way, did, Democrats' real pervasive collusion with Russia somehow lost in media's hysterical anti-Trump campaign. I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook as well. You're getting a whole bunch of information here, folks, and I would like to encourage you to go check it out yourself and draw your own conclusion on it. Because, like I said, I may have overlooked something, number one, and number two, I don't have all the answers. So don't look at me with all, asking all the questions to get all the answers. By the way, I'm not going to, if I have an answer, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to give you a guide. I'm going to lay it out for you and put it out. But I'm not going to say, yes, 1 + 1 is 2. No. You guys have to go figure that one out on your own, So anyway, and also I've talked about it before. I'm not going to beat it into the ground. California is done. California is absolutely, positively, 100% done. They are now a communist state with their laws against guns and against ammo and all of the. I grew up in Stockton, California. Okay, I know that state pretty well. I've talked to many different people across the board, and let me tell you something. There are some doozy people out there, man. I'm telling you, there are some people out there that you wonder how they get through college. I'm serious, and there are some very, 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 very smart people out there in Stockton. I'm talking smarter than I am. And I'm a well-educated individual. And there's some really smart people out there in poli-sci and all this, I can sit down with them all day long and just eat this information up that they give me because it's just absolutely fantastic. And so, California's done. It's in the toilet. Okay. It's done. And so is the Democratic Party, by the way. If you're a Democrat, you're screwed big time. Catherine Covert, Washington Free Beacon, 2nd of August, 2017. Former Clinton advisor says Sanders and his followers are, quote, detrimental to the Democratic Party, unquote. Democrat infighting reaching new heights. You Democrats out there. Yeah, I've never heard of a conservative Democrat, have you? I've never heard of one. I would be surprised if there was one. I haven't heard of one. A former top Hillary Clinton's advisor made it clear on Monday that he will not come around to welcoming Senator Bernie Sanders, independent from Vermont, and his supporters into the Democratic Party. In an 11-tweet rant, Peter Daou, D-A-O-U, sorry, Peter, if I mispronounce your last name, a strategist and internet director for Clinton's presidential run in 2008, railed against Sanders and his followers, writing that they are, quote, detrimental, unquote, to the Democratic Party. You want to see the tweets? It's going up on American Liberty Radio Network for all you to take a gander at. Please do. I encourage you to check this stuff out, to research it yourself, to assess it, to draw your own conclusions on it. That's entirely up to you. You know, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm giving you the facts. Okay. Seriously. I'm telling you exactly what's going on. I'm giving you the links. I'm giving you the sources. I'm giving you all the stuff that I'm looking at. And I hope that I encourage you to go look this stuff up, because I'm telling you, you don't have to believe me. I'm not asking you to. Breitbart is reporting surveys show 60% opposition to all immigration. 60%, folks. American college graduates are even more opposed to immigration than the average American. Define average American. Roughly 60% of surveyed respondents want to stop all legal and illegal immigration, says a pair of sophisticated polls which allowed people to speak their mind without fear of progressives' hate. The polls of... I'm going to say it because this is the way it is. I'll put this up on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. The polls of white Americans also showed that American college graduates are even more opposed to immigration than the average American, flipping the commonplace claim that people with additional years of education are more welcoming of divide and rule diversity than are blue-collar Americans. The little-known 2010 report also showed that almost 3 of 4 white liberals hide their preference for zero immigration, according to the survey, which was conducted in 2005. Quote, political liberals are considerably more likely than moderates and conservatives to conceal support for immigration restrictionism, while 26% of liberals claim to support cutting off immigration in response to a direct question. 71% of liberals, when asked indirectly, support immigration restrictionism. The second poll was conducted in 2000. That's quote unquote on that last one I said. The second poll was conducted in 2010 and was published in 2014. It showed similar opposition to any and all immigration, plus a greater willingness by employed Americans to reveal their opposition. Yeah, there you go. I am going to put that on American Liberty Radio Network Facebook page. Where do I go from here, folks? Seriously. I mean, I'll tell you. We're butting heads with Russia again because I think people have been played by Donald Trump. I like the guy. Okay, some people don't like him because of his attitude and all of his past and all that. Bullcrap. It's called history for a reason. It's over and done with. Move on. You know, that kind of thing. So that's where I'm at. But you're dealing with two very egotistical, very powerful people in the world, and that would be Russian President Vladimir Putin, who I'd like to sit down and talk with, and President Donald J. Trump, who I'd like to talk with as well. No, I don't, with Putin, I don't like his politics, but I'd like to sit down to find out, hey, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to go fishing with the guy. I don't like his politics, but hey, why not? President signs Russia sanctions bill. Trump said in a statement he signed the bill for the sake of, get this, quote unquote, national unity. Okay, I don't agree with that. President Donald Trump has signed a legislation that slaps sanctions on Russia and limits his own ability to create waivers. Well, he's holding himself accountable. Okay, I'll give him a plus for that one. He signed the bill, which he wasn't happy about, in private. Really? Then how do we know he did? The White House sent out a statement by the president after he had signed the bill into law. Trump said, despite some changes, quote, the bill remains seriously flawed, particularly because it encroaches on the executive branch's authority to negotiate, unquote. In other words, yeah, you can probably spell that out for yourself, folks. Quote, Congress could not even negotiate a health care bill after 7 years of talking, by limiting the executive's flexibility, this bill makes it harder for the United States to strike good deals for the American people and will drive China, Russia, and North Korea much closer together. The framers of our Constitution put foreign affairs in the hands of the president. This bill will prove the wisdom of that choice, unquote, Trump said in a statement. I'm putting that on American Liberty Radio Network, on Facebook. And there's, oh my God. Let me, it says read more. So I'm coming down to the close of the show. So let me give you what dailymail.co.uk says. Okay. So, it goes on to say, quote, yet, despite its problems, this is what President Trump says, I am signing this bill for the sake of national unity. It represents the will of the American people to see Russia take steps to improve relations with the United States. Okay, I'll give him another plus for that one. We hope there will be cooperation between our two countries on major global issues so that these sanctions will no longer be necessary, unquote. In a message to Congress in response to the bill, Trump singled out provisions his lawyers considered in conflict with Supreme Court case law and asserts his own latitude to carry out the law as he sees fit. Quote, my administration will give careful and respectful consideration to the preferences expressed by the Congress in these various provisions, unquote, the president said in one point, in language certain to irk lawmakers who consider the law much more than a preference. Okay. Yeah, most lawmakers in Washington want laws to be, boom, that's it. Hammer down, there you go, and no negotiation. Trump goes on to say, quote, my administration expects the Congress to refrain from using this flawed bill to hinder our important work with European allies to resolve the conflict in Ukraine and from using it to hinder our efforts to address any unintended consequences it may have for American businesses, our friends, and our allies, unquote, he said. The president also complained about what he said were, quote, clearly unconstitutional provisions, unquote, in the legislation relating to presidential powers to shape foreign policy. I'm going to put that particular dailymail.co.uk article on the on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. And you can read more of that as well. I give him another plus for that. So 3 pluses on that. I honestly thought it was going to be a bad thing. Okay, I did not know. Okay. President Trump signed legislation imposing new sanctions on Russia, North Korea, and Iran. The White House did not organize a ceremony of any kind for it. In other words, he didn't bring it to the American people's attention. Trump said in a statement he signed the bill for the sake of national unity. The White House lobbied to water down restrictions in the bill. It passed Congress overwhelmingly with veto-proof majorities And Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said he and the president were not, quote unquote, very happy about the sanctions bill. In other words, I have a distinct feeling he did not want to sign this. But because it restricts him as the president of the United States of America to negotiate with other countries. And this is what we need at this point. We don't want China and Russia pointing their freaking missiles at us. Do you? No. We need to negotiate with these people, and we need to help, really calm down some certain situations around the world with North Korea and Iran and all this. We got to work together here, folks. We can't, we just can't do this. We can't keep playing the same game over and over every year and think that something's going to change. That's the true definition of insanity. You know what I'm saying? So we just can't. We can't continue going down this road where we'll put sanctions on this. We'll limit this. We'll do this. We'll do that. No, it's just going to piss off our allies and cause certain situations to happen to where we're not able to negotiate with not only our allies, but with other countries. So, yeah, okay, I'll give the president that one. The whole issue of, dealing with what we have now, man, here's a here's a comparison, folks. Our founding fathers told us not to have a centralized government. What do we have? They told us not to have a centralized banking system. What do we have? They told us not to have a centralized military or a standing army. What do we have? We violated all those concepts long ago. And now what do we have? We have a world that is looking at the enemies of peace, freedom, liberty, and security, which we have here in America. Our enemies are looking at the United States of America and want to, kick our ass. Why? Because we're the only ones telling the truth. Well, are we? Let's see. When you look at, I'll give you an example. I saw this last week. When you look at the gun legislation, I have a weapon, you may have a weapon, for personal protection, okay? This is what, when we go out and we, target practice at the range and do all that, and some of us are certified to carry concealed, right? Okay, we got that, right? We on the same page? Okay. That legislation protects us. The Second Amendment protects us against undue regulation of weapons that we need for ourselves to protect ourselves and our country. Okay? And the founders put the Second Amendment in there for one purpose and one purpose only. And that is to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. What do we have in America right now? This is what is happening in America, or in Washington, D.C. Some legislators, some congressmen, some people in the back rooms out there want to get rid of the Second Amendment and take our guns away. Don't tell me that's not going to happen. Hello? Nazi Germany? Remember that? Okay. Are we on the same page here? Look at the gun legislation that Bill Clinton signed when he was president. Now, compare that to the requirements that we have in the United States for gun ownership to that of Russia. It's the same thing. Okay, the same thing. Go look. Can you just type in startpage.com, type in the search engine there. What are the requirements, or something to the effect, what are the requirements for owning a gun in Russia? What are your protections, or whatever, however you want to phrase that, okay? You look at and compare the two legislations from the United States government to the Russian government. It's the same thing, worded differently in some cases, but same thing. You got to be 18 years old to own a weapon for your own personal protection. You got to have a license to carry one. That's in Russia, folks. Okay? So who's more free and liberated than we are? Who has the better, who has more leniency, let's say? Let's use that word. Who has more leniency on the laws than the United States of America? And here's a bigger question. Number one off the top of the list here. Who's actually telling us the truth and giving us the facts about all of that? Who? Seriously, what is the truth and the facts? To me, folks, 1 + 1 = 2. That's a fact. Just put up 2 fingers and count them. There you go. Who's giving us the actual facts, the actual, all of that? Like I said, folks, I don't know everything, and I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't know everything. I'm acquiring this information as I go along, and sometimes I acquire it days before I broadcast, and I give it to you. But who's telling us the truth with the facts? There's only several people in this whole, independent media that I really trust to give us the truth and the facts. And like I said, I don't know everything, but I have the truth and the facts here to show you what I'm giving you. And I can give you even more. But I encourage you to go look this stuff up on your own so you can learn what it is. Assess the situation, assess the information, draw your own conclusions. I can give you the answers, but I won't. You need to do that on your own. Because those answers that I get are for me. You might draw a conclusion on something else. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Got to get out of here, folks. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com is the website. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Consider sponsoring the network. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Or advertising on the network and sponsoring the show. There we go. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you want to tell me, go ahead. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Hey, don't be shy. Tell me to piss off if you want, man. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this is American Liberty Radio Network on Spreaker.com, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS.